Hi, it's Meke. I'm back with something that is really interesting. If you're a producer, and you've probably seen Spitfire Audio have had some plugin of theirs in the past. Maybe use Labs. So Labs is like this, no longer free. And while you can download Labs, a lot of the things that you get within it are no longer free. You have to pay or have to have a subscription for. However, Spitfire have put together their Symphony Orchestra. This is Symphony Orchestra Discover. And what I have noticed with that is you are getting 44 curated instruments, and it is sounds within their orchestra available for free in an easy to use package. They've selected these, so you've got quite a selection. You've got brass, woodwind, strings, and so on. And with Discover, you are getting a lot of these. Now, the thing I will say is that you do have to have the Spitfire app, and you do need Contact Player. However, both of those are free and absolutely worth it. If you already have them, you're just adding them to that. If you don't, the most you need to do is sign up. As soon as you sign up, you'll have free access, so you just need to sign in to access it. And you'll see it will add it to your account, add it to your cart, and then you just go through the process of checking out. And you'll see there, Symphony Orchestra Discover is free, and then you proceed to check out. And again, just to confirm, you're not paying anything extra, and then you just continue to payment. And again, once you've completed your information, it will just confirm that your order is free, no payment is required. You'll complete the order, and that's it. So yeah, once you've gone through the payment process or the sign-in process, make sure that you've got the Spitfire Audio app, because it'll tell you that you own it, and then also that you've got the Contact Player. If you don't own Spitfire Audio app, you can literally click on that link and then download your version if it's Windows or Mac. Same as if you don't have Contact Player, you can just click on this link and it will let you download it from Contact. Really simple and straightforward. If you're not using Contact, I don't know why you're not. It's such a fantastic tool, and there are so many things that utilize Contact to actually deliver their plugins or sounds. You can get some really great stuff from there, so absolutely worth taking a look. And the free version gives you, as they say, about 20 gigs worth of content. It's absolutely worth it. Once you've made sure you've downloaded those, you can see and add Spitfire to that. So once you launch the Spitfire Audio app, you can see now that under your products, you will have Discover. It's 5.29 gigs worth of Symphony Orchestra stuff, so absolutely worth it. We're going to install that and add that to my library. Something I can suggest and just mention to you is to make sure that you, while it does run in Contact Player, you need to make sure that you've got native access and that you add the serial number to this. Once you've done that, this should then include your symphonic orchestra, and then Contact Player will also include your symphonic orchestra. If you don't do that, you'll spend ages literally trying to find where the hell you put it. Why is it not there? You'll question where the instrument is. Have I done the wrong thing? You know, and the last thing you need is to spend extra time like I just did trying to find this thing when we know that it's here. So once you've added the orchestra serial number, just add the product. You'll be asked to choose a location, make sure that you do that, and then add the product. Okay, after a few painful instances, we can finally see this in our list of Contact Player instruments. So we're going to click on Discover. And you'll see here, it's got quite a nice interface. I quite like this. And then you've got lots of options within this. You can obviously select the instruments that you want. So you've got bass, clarinets, all techniques. You've got drums, you've got flutes, you've got all those things that they listed out before. And within that, you can preview what those sound like. So if we pick basses, for example, you've got all of these things here. You can change whether or not you want long harmonics. You can change whether or not you want to change the attack. You've got additional functionality you can select. So do you want neighbor zones and so on? There are so many options. This is just one instrument grouping. You know, this is just the bases. So there is a lot that it lets you do. So you see there, like, that's giving you some great sounds to play around with. So if you're into composition, I think this is really cool because it gives you lots of soundscapes and options in terms of that. Also, I think if you're going to add atmospherics to your tracks, whatever they are, these are really cool for doing that. You know, you can just create something really simple, but that is evocative and has a lot of feeling to it. You know, if we select the bassoons, we've got some really, really cool sounds. And again, you know, each one of these have their own settings. So per instrument grouping, you're not tied to a generic across-the-board setting. The settings are appropriate based on the instrument that you've chosen. You know, so you've got things like on the drums now we can change. We use in timbales, conga, conga 2, snare. We can change the dynamics on this. We can change the release. What's the variation like? What's the expression like? All of these things are optional. All of these things are things that we can select based on the type of instrument. So again, you can select what am I doing with my toms? What am I doing with my fill drum, my bass drum, and so on. Same with the flutes. What are we doing here? You know, you can change the vibrato, you can change lots of things, and all of this here. You know, are you changing the long flutter? Are you changing the harmonics of that? In and of itself, there is so many options. This is a huge, huge thing. And I've only looked at like a handful of the instruments. The biggest challenge for me was actually trying to get it installed and running via Contact. But once we solved that problem, you know, it's absolutely not an issue. And there are huge options. So honestly, if you're looking at making something that is more cinematic, more score-like, then this opens up so many options. And to be perfectly honest, if you're making any kind of music, not just composers or not just composing, then this gives you so many things that you can do, and 100% worth downloading it because it's free. Got 44 instruments, and these are just, again, once again, the presets, not anything else. So you got huge options for variation and improvement. So yeah, check it out. Once again, I've been Meke. Let me know if you found this useful, and let me know what you're making. Until the next video, I'll see you.